The term Homo economicus, maybe you have heard that before on your classes, or also known as economic man, is the portrayal of humans as consistently rational beings, always in pursuit of their objectives in the most optimal manner. We all know that we are very far from that. Yet, most of economic principles are built on top of that idea, and maybe that explains why we have so many economic crises, because we just simply don't understand this complexity or this irrationality. Now, marketing has taught us that there are three common ways to analyze customers. Number one is by means of segmentation, demographics, location, preferences. Number two, persona development. Think about a customer profile. And number three, key customer analysis. And this model 3 is about analyzing customers, or most specifically, how you can plan based on such analysis. Okay, so the picture you see here is a supply chain planning model, and basically the objective is to align resources, this is us, with requirements, that's them, that's the externality. So the very first step is, well, let us analyze our customers so that we can plan our products. And then, of course, we move on into planning our production system, our delivery system, and why not, if that is applicable, our returns. The typical application that exists since some time is the so-called CRM, or Customer Relationship Management. Now, this is just a tool. Here is just a screenshot of an example. The whole idea is that it facilitates the tracking of your customers, what they're buying, who their employees in various divisions are, if we are in the B2B environment, tracking contracts, assisting you in finding new opportunities, because you can have different profiles of customers and you can see the development of sales. You can see what they're buying, when they're buying, if there are some trends, so it can give you an insight. It can also target offers to a specific type of customers. It can also provide you with all sort of reports, very visually, as you can see here, with a dashboard of run charts and gauges. So this is the typical CRM. It exists for B2C, B2B environments. Now the CRM assists very, very specific business processes, like the one we see here, that is a customer loyalty program, in which once a service request is received by us, information from that customer is retrieved out of a customer database under the assumption that that is available. And if that is available, there is a scoring system, because we want to discriminate what they call the type A customers from the type B or the type C. Maybe you have heard about ABC analysis based on the Pareto principle. So we don't want to treat every customer the same. We want to treat those A. By the way, A means the 20% of the customers that generate 80%, or roughly the 80% of your revenues. So we want to treat them special. We want to treat them VIP, as they say. And depending on that, well, we will provide special offers and additional services, if that is the case. But if that is not the case, well, we just treat them just like the rest of the mortals, and we just route them to an agent, to a call center, and then they will resolve their service issue. So you see, this process happens by means of a CRM, where there is a customer database that profiles such entity under the assumption that we have customer information. So just having a closer look at this customer database, this is the analytical core of the CRM. It's retrieving data from a list of touch points, so it could be not just call centers, but also direct mail, because who knows, those spam mails that they are so annoying. Some people actually reply to those. So this is information that goes to that database. There is also a data mining technique applied here. So some analytics, they can be very sophisticated with statistics, And the whole idea is, or the output of all this is to generate or to have an insight of market segments, personas or customer profiles, and also from those which are a differentiation of profitability, so which are currently profitable or potentially profitable. Okay, so that is in principle the CRM. It has been existing since quite some decades. Nevertheless, business is moving forward, and now with the use of internet, of course, companies have thousands of, if not millions of customers. Here's just an example, Amazon. So the traditional data warehouse won't be able to support this type of analytics. That is the reason why they rely on what is known as cloud services. I'm sure you have heard, they're very young people, you have heard about the term cloud. And this is the same principle. We can rely, or organizations can rely on analytics or programs that can be run in the cloud. So you can request that as a service. Yeah. So now this type of analytics is what some people refer as big data or predictive analytics. And today I want to present you just two examples of very exciting and interesting cases. But first, before that, just a little bit of theory, a bit of predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is nothing more than just a process, as you can see here, a sequence of steps. Everything starts with data collection by means of all sort of channels. It can be internet, email advertising. Here we have verbal, and I was just thinking about those. I don't know if that is really a myth or truth. They say that sometimes phones can listen to us. And there are all these cases that, people are talking about cat food, and then suddenly they go to Amazon and, hey, surprise, there is an ad or something about cat food. So who knows, maybe it's true. So all this data gets collected, is analyzed, and then of course there are a lot of predictive statistics behind in order to model. So we want to model as if we would have an equation with variables, and then we can predict an outcome. And then based on that, we can deploy all sort of actions and activations, either to support, to sell, marketing, promotion, for example, promoting an article. It comes to my mind as I'm talking the case of Campbell's soup, that among the different inputs of information they got was the weather forecast. So whenever there was a blizzard coming in the north part of the US, this algorithm started to trigger advertisements of tomato soups and all these kind of warm and cozy type of soups. So this is just an example of deployment, and that was completely automatic, by the way. Okay, so that's basically predictive analytics. It's nothing more than just a process. And an example that I found interesting is this one. It's a French company called Heratec. And Heratec basically is doing these 3 steps, which is basically predictive analytics. It's collecting data, it's refining it, and it's sharing insights. But what is interesting about this is that it collects data out of social media. That means if you guys have an account, let's say on Facebook or Twitter or such, Instagram, what this tool is doing is collecting all these pictures, analyzing them. It's analyzing, look here, we have a closer example. We have a lady here with very fashionable clothes. And then immediately this tool, this is like an artificial intelligence, is recognizing patterns and defining whether that jacket is a bomber jacket and that is a khaki color, is having patches here on the back and everything, in order to model and predict the tendencies in fashion. So you can imagine now who the customers of this tool are. These are, at this moment, high-end luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and such. Eventually, I think this will be accessible to way more organizations. So, but why not watching a video that can explain it better to us?
Fashion is one of the most attractive and powerful industries in the world. But with the dream and glamour come challenges the fashion industry must face. Change of paradigm, massive waste. Today, influence is generated online by millions of consumers. At Heratec, we believe that images tell powerful stories. Social media tells stories about your consumers, products and trends, your competition. What if you had a 360-degree view on your market to back your intuitions? Heratec's mission is to capture the power of images on social media. We analyze millions of images each day and can recognize thousands of details in products, thanks to our cutting-edge AI technology and a unique team of PhDs in machine learning, data scientists, and fashion experts. We translate data into unprecedented insights for predictive analytics on trends and stock. To produce more sustainably, the Heratec Suite platform empowers brands to boost sales, reduce overstock, and increase sell-through. Discover the best in fashion predictive analytics worldwide.
All right, so quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, I bet that your pictures and my pictures available online are already analyzed by this tool, and who knows, maybe Mr. Louis Vuitton or Gaultier and all this Dolce Gabbana is designing the next season based on some kind of lousy items we were wearing. Who knows? Anyways, just to continue, there are of course way more exciting tools available. This is one from Google, and the whole idea of Google is to understand demand on real time. That is the so-called Google Shopping Insights. And you see here we have some nice visuals, some heat maps. And why not showing you just once again a video? I think it can explain it better than my simple words, how this works.
Shopping Insights by Google is a new tool that helps retailers explore and compare local shopping patterns and trends across the U.S. Its goal is to support retailers in making better local merchandising and promotion decisions. Here's how it works. Let's compare two gaming consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. The data shows that PS4 interests eclipsed Xbox One this year. And also, the searches for both more than doubled. At the city level, you see that New York searches for PS4 on Black Friday last year were almost double those of Xbox One. But in Los Angeles on the same day, Xbox One was 9 times more popular than PS4. This kind of insight can help businesses capitalize on geographic and seasonal variations. The tool also compares shopping on mobile versus desktop. On Black Friday, for instance, shoppers preferred mobile search. On Cyber Monday, they were more likely to search on desktop. This is our first version of the tool, and we'll continue to add new features to it. Our vision is to give retailers better insight into how people use Google to shop online near their stores.
All right, so also quite interesting. I mean, Google is already becoming a little bit controversial with regards to how they are using our data, our clicks, and our behaviors. But okay, so here, of course, the customers are in a business-to-business environment. So if you guys happen to own a business, well, I guess you would be very happy in getting these so-called shopping insights. Anyways, I think the conclusion or the bottom line of all this is that because of technology or the wearable technology that every time we're having more and more, the number of touch points have increased. That means there is a lot of data collected without us knowing about it that is being analyzed, is being traded in favor of predicting how we will behave, what kind of products we would like to choose or buy, etc., etc. That, of course, creates a lot of optimization from the perspective of the supply chain, and optimizing means lower cost for everybody, also us as consumers. But on the other hand, of course, there is a controversial topic of privacy. And it's always a question into how far we are going to allow these technologies just to collect data without us being aware of. That is a big open question. We can open up a debate, but not today. For the moment, that is all I have for you with regards to analyzing customers. I hope you enjoy this short module, and see you in the next. Bye-bye, and thank you very much.